We all know OT Brands has this incredibly impressive interview process to make sure that you're getting in people that are the right culture fit. Maybe talk about recruiting for the right culture fit while making sure you're striving to practice diversity and inclusion in the workplace.
Yeah, good question. So I have always believed in inclusion. If I look at myself as a little kid, yes, white male, but I had some feelings of exclusion as a kid. I wore braces, I had big buck teeth. I wasn't the most athletic guy, and so I wasn't really ever picked for teams and stuff like that. And I felt sort of teased and excluded, and I would sort of tease back. And I think over years of growing up, you start to realize how important it is to want to be wanted. And so I've always wanted an organization with O2E Brands that is open to anybody. I mean, if you are a person that has passions and you're interested and interesting, like, yeah, come on board. We do what we call the beer and barbecue test. Does somebody pass the barbecue or the beer test? Would you have a beer or a coffee with this person and go, yeah, like they are awesome, interesting people. We got lots of shared passions. The barbecue test is how would they feel at a company picnic or a company barbecue? Would they just fit in? We're not looking for people to be just like us. I think Jerry and I leading a lot of the culture at times, people are like, all you guys want is extroverts. Well, I'm an extrovert, but I'm more of an introvert, believe it or not. And I like kind of sometimes just getting away from things and taking a break and being introspective. We don't want people that are just like us. We want great diversity of people, opinions, thoughts, and ideas. And so, yes, during the pandemic, I think it's highlighted even more so, and it's given permission to a lot more people to have an open discussion and have some courage to do so on inclusion and diversity. And we're having the conversation more than ever. We actually hired a woman, Manpreet, to be a diversity consultant to come in and help us figure out how do we get this right. And nobody can do it perfectly, but it's interesting. I had a conversation, so a little story. I told you about how we had furloughed some people, and one person I furloughed, Andy Wu, and I don't think he'd mind me using his name because it was pretty incredible feedback. Is Andy said to me, he goes, Brian, one piece of feedback as you're furloughing me and telling me I'm no longer here and maybe I'll come back, but I'm hoping I can share an honest opinion. I said, of course. He said, if you look at the walls at the junction, our head office with all these people everywhere, it doesn't feel like family to everyone. You say that there's no place like home and you want people to feel at home here, but unless you're white or unless you're mostly male, like there's just this, you look at the walls and you kind of go, it doesn't feel like home to everybody. And that hit me like a ton of bricks. And I was like, wow, I never saw it that way. Just, I was clearly blind to it and how powerful. We have great diversity throughout our entire organization. Let's get more and let's highlight those stories and put those people on the walls so that everybody can feel like this is my home.